you get to know somebody, you just start dating them. Like, I don't know. That's crazy. But no, because the way she's thinking, that's fear-based, of course. But also...
Right, and that's what I'm saying is like you over here saying everybody's lying. It's all a lie. It's a game. Nobody is serious and nobody is looking towards marriage. But you just said you're single until you are married. So you just said you're forever single. There is no commitment. There's no commitment that you're working towards, you're looking for, or investing in. So what is the point? Like, and this is how I start my lives off. The question is, what has ruined modern dating? And then people give their opinion. And then I'll be like, yo, this is what has ruined modern dating, dog.
So what is some of the responses? Like, what are the things that, what happened?
I've gotten feminism. I've gotten women in the workplace. I've gotten social media. The biggest response is social media, the ease of the access to the opposite smecks, and the over ease of getting smecks. Like you call somebody off a website to come, you feel me, get some action. Like you could pull up to the club at the right time with the right cologne on, with the right car, and possibly take somebody home that night. You feel me? So it's like, what is the point of being in a relationship or working towards a relationship when the old-fashioned goal was to have smecks and procreate? People are having kids out of wedlock at higher rates than ever before. Like single parent households are at an all-time high. So it's like, what is the driving force for people to even want to be in committed relationship? Is not to have smecks no more. They can get that just by being alive.
So then what is the purpose to get married then?
And that's what a lot of people are saying as well. What is the purpose of getting married if some people will say there is literally, I've had so many women get on live and say there is no benefit to women getting married. And that's their God honest opinion. They feel that in their heart. And I can't argue that with them because I'm not a woman.
So yeah, I mean that's very gosh. This is how we know we got way too far from God, bro. This is crazy. Like you it's one extreme or another. It's either you're single and screwing whoever you want to, and you're giving yourself an excuse to do it until the person marries you. But who's gonna marry you when you're not available to be married?
You feel me? And it's not even, you don't even have to be physically involved with them. You said yourself not too long ago, you said men are territorial creatures. I'm gonna go and argue and just say at the day and age we are in now, we have a lot of egotistical territorial people, period. So it's like, if you know you do not want me sharing my time, attention, and resources with someone else to a certain capacity, why is it okay for you to do it? And her response is because you're already doing it. This is an assumption you're making about a lot of people as a whole because of some people you've dealt with in the past. Not every dude is dating 8 women. Not every woman is dating 3 dudes. But if you set yourself up with that idea and you hold true and you hold to it like it is a truth, all your behavior is going to be coming out of a fallacy. So you'll never be in a true situation.
So wow, these are younger women, right?
No, this is a grown woman.
Yeah.
And she said, I've been proposed to 3 times by 3 different men. Clearly, the men were not up to par, standard, or value because, first off, you turned them down. You're not married now. So that just goes to show that it's not the caliber of man you were even interested in. So who cares that you were proposed to? I just be trying to be polite because bro, you sound stupid, is what I want to say.
Shit, really though. I mean, because you're making excuses for not committing. So you have commitment issues, and it's fear based, and you really have some kind of father issues, mother issues. Could be both. You got self esteem issues. I think about what Cat Williams said. It's called self esteem.
No, 100%. It was like somebody hurt your feelings, and so now instead of just protecting yourself, you're saying it's okay to operate from this place of hurt, even if it hurts somebody else, because I'm assuming that everyone is going to hurt me.
Right. See, and that's kind of that's that trauma mind too. Because like I have to get myself out of that because that's that fight or flight. You've been through some shit. Excuse my language. that's what happened.
And that's why it's understandable to have your guards and defenses up, but then you have to be accountable for it and realize it, as opposed to saying, this is how I'm handling my life, and I believe it's the way everyone should do it. There's no such thing as dating. Young women don't date. You're either married or you're single. And you do whatever you want until you do get married. It's like, dog, what?
There's no accountability. You gotta have
exactly.
You're saying it's okay to just be rationalizing, just open your legs to whatever. This is why people get diseases and babies popping out everywhere and abortion clinics popping up everywhere. Y'all have to take more accountability for your actions. You can't just be out here sleeping with everybody. Man,
and that's why I'm saying, even outside of the context of actually having physical relations, you're giving your time, your attention, and your energy to somebody. I want to see you on this date and time. And this is what she was saying, is like, it's an excuse. She said monogamous dating is an excuse for men to get access to you. So
well, what are you supposed to wait?
What's a relationship?
Right. What the Oh, she's dumb. I wouldn't even talk.
It's like, if I'm marrying you, it's because I want to take you off the market. But before I get to that point, if you don't even have the ability to turn someone else down for me, you're not for me. It's like, if I could tell you honestly, I don't want to date anybody or sleep with anybody else, and you say, cool, don't, but don't ask me any questions. This is another thing she said. She says, no, I'm not telling him any of this, and I'm not letting any of this be known. I'm just going to do what I'm doing and continue living my life, because if I never met him, that's what I would have been doing.
But you did meet him.
Right. And you decided that it was okay to enter into some type of relationship. So it's okay for you to operate at a disadvantage in the relationship because it benefits you.
Okay, so for example, right? My friend told me today, she's like, well, did you ask him, the guy that I've been talking to, did you ask him the last time he was intimate? Because he's been single for like a year and some change. And I was like, no. She was like, why? He knows how long it's been for you. I said, that's okay. But why do I want to ask him? Because regardless, if I ask him, he might not be honest, or he might be. But really, it doesn't matter, because I'm not going to do nothing to change that, regardless what he did do. And if he's doing it now, you feel me? It's like, why am I going to put, like, if he tells me, oh, it was like 3 weeks ago, right before we started talking, like, what the fuck? I don't want to know that. So I'm not going to ask questions that I feel like is not going to be beneficial to what we're doing right now. Now, later on, if I feel like, say there's a reason for me to ask because I see something, or you're, acting funny, then that's a different story. But like, some things I don't think need to be addressed. This, and today, from what I see, and I hear a lot of women saying this too, they're like, oh, there's no more good men out there. And then men are like, oh, there's no more good women out there. Like you were saying, they're just sleeping with everybody. But what about those who are not sleeping? I know a lot of.
And that's where the problem comes in, because you get to the point where people just start assuming that everyone is acting and behaving out of this immoral, irrational place. And so they just treat everyone the same, which further perpetuates, because the person who was being genuine and was being honest is now like, dang, dog, that got me absolutely nothing. And they were playing games and thought I was playing games. So if that's normal for people to play games, a lot of people must be out here just playing games. So I'm not going to take nobody serious anymore.
Unfortunately, kind of what happens. But this is why, God helps you through a lot of this stuff. You know what I'm saying?
And that's another one of the big points that people have just said, is including God in relationship, including God in what you're doing. And then also, just, this is somewhere I like to go with it. How did we get marriage? Where did marriage come from? Where did the idea of marriage come from? It is rooted in religion in a certain aspect and sense. Yes, we can have it and separate it, but when we think about the first relationship that at least I think of is Adam and Eve, they were told to be, look, marriage, you're told to be flesh of one another's flesh. You become one. You can never become one if you're never on one accord, and if you don't want the same things. If everything that I'm doing in this relationship is in order to make sure that I'm getting what I deserve or what I want, or that I have the upper hand, you're never considering the other person. So this is not going to work. It is not rooted in a mutual benefit. This is an I thing. which is a big problem with just relationships in general, is a lot of people are worried about themselves and what it is that they get.
Or don't get.
Or don't get. Whether it's sexual, financial, or just emotional. I want someone who has the availability to talk to me whenever I want to be talked to. If it takes you more than the amount of time I think it should take for you to text me back, this is never going to work. This might be the exact person who meets all of the characteristic traits of a person you meet and the physical attributes of what you want. But because of your entitlement to someone else's time within the first couple of weeks of knowing them, you don't want to deal with this person. I don't know you, dog. I don't have to answer my phone. I don't have to text you. But with the society we're in, there isn't the self-regulation and the security in it, because if I'm not talking to you, I must be talking to somebody else. There's no way I'm at work. And when you get off of your 9-to-5 job, you're still doing things of importance. People don't do things. People don't have hobbies as much anymore. People's hobby is watching TV, playing video games, and drinking. So when they meet people who do have hobbies, why you have so much extra time that you're not giving to me? I'm not used to this. Entitlement.
So that's a good point, right? Because, okay, that's great. I love this. My friend, right? He'll text me in the morning, good morning, beautiful, blah, 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 whatever. And I'm like, oh, good morning, share a little something. Sometimes he'll call me, sometimes I'll call him. He's got to go make moves. I got to go make moves. Okay, I'll holler at you later. All right, have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you later. And then throughout the day, he'll text me. I'll text him, whatever. If he doesn't text me back right away, I know he's busy. If I don't text him back right away, he knows I'm busy. There's no, oh my gosh, they're like they don't reach out to. That's stupid.
You know what that's called?
Also,
maturity and emotional regulation.
Right, and also too. So this out there. Also, what is it about me having to have you message or call me back, validate me, or make me feel like I'm like, am I clinging to like you, my life source? Like, it's crazy. People put too much emphasis.
And no, that's what I was saying. It's like an over entitlement to the other person's time. And then it's because, okay, if you're not messaging me, you must be messaging somebody. So why not me? Like, it's not even that deep, dog. I'm not on my phone.
Right. And again, okay, you're a musician, you're an artist, you're a freelancer, whatever it could be. People got to make moves and survive. Like, if life is not all about just getting to know somebody and talking and texting, that's crazy. Like, that's unrealistic expectations, because back in the day, I grew up in a time we had pagers and stuff. We had like flip phones, we had pagers and phone booths. You feel me? And if you couldn't holler at somebody because their phone was tied up because it was only like one, they didn't have call waiting or whatever, you would have to send them a page, and then if they didn't call you back because they didn't have a phone to get to, you have to go to the payphone and call somebody. But it was like, and if you couldn't reach them, then damn, you go to their house. And if you don't know where they live, then you probably shouldn't be texting and worry about them calling you back anyway. See, now again today too, because the culture is all like, oh, it's not like this. I don't like to have conversations and hear people's voices and talk, right? Because I grew up that way. I'm old school. Like, but this new age crap the kids are doing, our young people, they're like, they want to text everything. You want to have 3-hour text conversations is crazy to me. Like, what the hell could I be doing? You sitting here wasting my time. I got to read your text for 3 hours because you want to write a dissertation about what you... Man, get the hell. I'm out of here. Like, that's crazy to me. So we're over here messaging each other back and forth. What am I getting done? Like, to me, I feel like that's so dumb. You're in my business. I got moves to make. You're asking me. I'm messaging you. It's taking away from things I got to do. Like, you're a distraction. You got to go. But see, not these young people, because these young people are so overly stimulated by always being on social media, always being content, always.
People say it doesn't take that long to text back. You're right. No, it does not take that long to write a text back. But depending on what the job is and the work is, for me personally, answering a text can take me out of a whole 20 minutes worth of flow. Just because I was in a flow, you feel me? I was in a flow. I was in a work state. Now I have to change my brain from create mode to analytical mode, or to logical mode, or back to remembering mode. And again, people were like, well, if the person is worth it, you're going to take the time to do that. Yes, but if I was on the phone with them for 10 hours yesterday, 4 hours yesterday, I know when I go home, I'm going to talk to them for at least an hour or two. I'm in no rush to jump into this conversation right now and take my brain somewhere else. But we live in an ADD, ADHD world where there's 1,000,005 things happening all the time. And as the minds were programmed differently to take all these random interruptions and count them as normal. But that's why it takes somebody who's mature and able to ask themselves, like you said, why do I even feel like I need you to respond now or that you should be talking to me?
Right, because if I can't catch up with you today, what's up with tomorrow?
You feel me? It's like if we really locked in like that, you ain't going nowhere.
Right. Look, you can't keep somebody who's not trying to be kept. So if it's not meant to be, it's gonna go. Regardless, this is what's so crazy again because that need for validation, that need to feel like I'm special. I'm like you said, that whole is really based in pride. The Bible says the pride of life, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the flesh, the pride of life, the lust of the eyes, the lust of the flesh, and the pride of life. Come on, Holy Spirit, work with me. So those are the three ways, right, where the enemy knows that he can only get our flesh to react that way because he can't test us in the spirit because that spirit has been made over with the Holy Spirit. So the same way you see right now, like on social media, on the internet, people have this, like you're saying, like they're always trying to find some type of way to be validated, or they have to get all these views and likes, right? So they got to put all this content out or whatever, and be, people want to be accepted on other stuff. It's all based in pride. There's no humility in, oh, well, I need you to call me back now, or I need you to text. Why did you text me? You had time. What does it matter? If I had all the time in the world, but if I don't want to or I'm busy, that shouldn't matter to you. What you should be thankful for is that we're still talking now. It doesn't matter if I don't talk to you all day. I'm sorry, I'm not staying on the phone for 3-4 hours. Okay, unless we're talking about something to do with ministry, something to do with growth, a business opportunity, something that's worth and valuable to me. Because I'm not sitting here and talking about, oh, how I like your hair or some stupid crap. Like, that's crazy to me. Or did you see this? That's gossip and just dumb shit. I'm sorry, I don't have time for that. But people that don't understand the concept of how important time really is, they're not going to value other people.
No, and that's something that I have to remember so much myself is like, you can't expect people to understand that you doing these things is you showing them how much you care or you want to be with or around them, because they don't value their own time. So they don't value the time you're spending either.
Yeah, they don't value your time. They don't value their time. And they honestly don't know what the hell they're doing with their life. Because if the person was about their business and doing things, making moves,
they wouldn't be worried about what you was doing. They'd be busy.
Because I don't got time to focus on what you're doing. I'm trying to handle my shit.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing?
Right. What are you doing that you worried about what I'm doing? Because it can't be too much.
And then on top of that, if you're so focused on me, then how the hell you focus on you?
Exactly.
It shows me that now you put me as an idol. See, that's dangerous, right? That's how people get hurt.
You got a lack of priorities.
Right. And see, that's the problem too with this generation. These younger people, they don't have real focus. They're focusing on other people's focuses. They're not focusing on their own, and if they do, it's probably the bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? This one girl I went to college with, this was back in, this was like 20 years ago. For me? And no, it wasn't 20, about 15, 30. Was it 20, back to 20? Okay, close to 20 years, okay? No. Yeah, about 20 years ago. So we met back then because I was out of high school, you feel me? So I met this girl in college. And we became friends. It was cool, Here it is, fast forward later, like 20 years. Now she's 30-something. I'm 42. She's still at her mama's house, bruh. Like, she's still living at home because she ended up dropping out of college. And she was like, I'm about to just go work and make my money. I said, okay, cool. So she's living at her mama's house still, working some job at some old folks' home. I'm not knocking her for hustling. That's cool. But you're living at your mama's house and you're 32. You just turned 33 years old. No, 30. I'm sorry, 37. It's 37 or 38. She's almost as my age, basically. And so in my mind, I'm like, how in the world are you still at the same place at your mama's house? It's not a very big house. It's like a little small duplex. But how are you working all this, but you're a grown-ass woman and you're living at home at your mama's house? Like, that's not embarrassing to you, or does it make you feel some kind of way? I'm like, damn. And and again, I'm just thinking about how today people like that. She's not the only one. I know other women who were making good money and they quit their job because they didn't like it, and now they're broke. Living with some dude, doing off of him. I'm like, what are y'all doing? You have no focus, no true idea where you want to go in life or what you want to do with your life. And all you're doing is wasting time, and then you like to waste other people's time.
I was about to say, but then you go and you waste other people's time. Like, forget about you and you wasting your time. That's a decision you made as an adult with what you want to do. But then you go and you get in somebody else's face talking about I like you, wanting to jump into a relationship, and you expect them to waste time with you. And if they don't like you, or you're not committed. I have more invested than you do. Why? Because I'm not sitting here trying to sit under you all day, or I'm not trying to talk to you 24/7 when we spend 6 hours a day together.
Oh. Okay, so quick question. Have you ever thought about getting into like the real estate industry?
Yeah, I used to work in the real estate office, low key.
So, I mean, but like actually being an agent.
I was studying to get my license. Actually, I didn't finish the course in time and it expired.
So, did you have to pay to go to course?
Yeah, I had to pay for the course.
So, I mean, did you like? Was it interesting? Because this is what I'm thinking about doing now. Something because I can sell anything, bro. Like this is my whole life. All I've ever done was sell, retail, marketing, sales. That's what I do, and it's easy. Like it just comes naturally, right? So I've been wanting to do this for a while, but I had all this other stuff I had in the mix of life. And so, like insurance, I was about to work for this lady. She had her own office and everything. She wanted a bilingual person, and so I was gonna work with her, but then she was crazy. So anyway, I was like, okay, real estate and insurance. Those are the next two things I want to jump into because I need some need money. I need some seed money for my need money. You feel me? So I need to make some good money within a not too long amount of time, legally. Okay, so this is the direction I'm going towards, right? Because it came up again. Like I wasn't even thinking about this, but like God put in my spirit, like, bro, this is gonna be some good money I can make. And plus, I want to go to the place up north. My friend told me about this real estate company, and so I was gonna ask you because I know you've done a lot of different things. So like, if you could have went back, or do you think you would have tried to do it? I mean, it was hard.
Like I said, I literally just didn't finish the course in time, and I haven't paid to take it again. And when I was working in the office, I wasn't working to be a real estate agent and sell houses. The woman I worked with did a whole lot of different things, and her main goal was getting whatchamacallit, lump sum settlements for people off of the interest of their crib. That was like her main play because it was after COVID and people needed money. So she was doing refinancing on people's property. So, yes, I still think real estate is a viable business and an opportunity, and it works. But you just have to be ready to learn a lot. You feel me? And not make any money at first. Like, I'm going to say this. I wasn't at the office every day. I'm more than positive at least one person went through with a business deal with this woman, bro. You feel me? That doesn't mean that she told me or gave me any of the bread. So it has nothing to do with it not being a viable option. I do a whole lot of stuff, and my attention was spread thin. I had just got my life insurance license, and then I was on top of that trying to study to get my real estate license, and I didn't have a job. So that's all. It was all circumstance why I'm not in real estate, and I just haven't paid for the course again because I haven't picked that direction again, and I also haven't tried to work with that woman again, just for the fact that it was a lot of time invested without getting a ROI. And she told me herself, like, I'm not on top of my game, and I don't have everything in order, so I'm not going to waste your time. But no, I think real estate is still a viable thing, and anyone who's looking to learn should get into it. It never hurts to have your license. You could walk into a deal just by being in a conversation.
For real. So okay, what about like the life insurance? So did you actually go into that?
Yeah, I got my license, and I technically was working with a company, but I didn't work too long with them for the simple fact that they had sold me on a product that the company doesn't even sell.
Oh dang.
Yeah. So like it exists. It's a type of insurance, but it's not what we did. And that's what got me excited about learning about insurance, because I wanted to help set people up with these types of policies. And then after I got my license and was getting to start my business and everything, I was like, so I can't even offer that to people? Why didn't you tell me that? And then the dude who I would say actually, yeah, I think it's the dude who originally introduced me also set me up with a policy. And once our higher up looked over my policy, like almost a year later, he was like, Nick, why do you have this? You don't need all of this, bro. And I was like, and he was like, I see what he did. I.e., dude was trying to get a bigger payout. So he just upped my coverage, which upped my payment amount, which made him look better. So the whole thing just turned me off to that company. And I went to join another company and my license expired. So again, timing and situations and stuff. It was when I was living with the woman, and yeah, it was just a lot of stuff going on, and I was trying to get up out of there. So I wasn't on top of my business and my license expired. But I would not try to do both at the same time. Like I guess if you wanted to study for both at the same time, cool. Because really, you can get the study materials for free and you can study them for free. But when you get ready to take the exam, you have to show that you've taken courses or that you have credit from somewhere. You feel me? Which is why the online school is a thing, because it shows that you had to do these modules so much time and acquire so many hours. That's really what it is. The state wants to know that you spent X amount of hours learning the rules so they can give you your test. But really, all you got to do is pass the test. You don't even got to study if you don't want to.
Well, that's the thing. The one company, they were like, once I pay, it's like $650 for the course, and it's like 90 hours by Washington State. Then she said you pay for the exam, which is like $150 or $60 from that. She was like, but if you don't pass it the first time, they won't make you pay, because if I go through them for the course, they'll pay for the time after. If I don't get it the first time, like they'll make sure I guarantee get my license. Which I thought was really cool, right? But I've been doing some research and studying, and a lot of people are saying that if you go through the Rockwell people, because they're like the ones who actually wrote the test or whatever, like that's where we take my course through Rockwell. They're saying they're the best, and every single person who went through that course, they all passed the first time. Everybody, like I've been doing my little research. So anyway, and I have pretty good memory when it comes to things like this. So plus I took in college I took what is it? Some business. I took like all the business classes, but also what is it called? Oh shit! When you're I can't think of the word. When you do people's like taxes and stuff, not the accountant. Okay, I'm sorry. I took accountant classes. And so, like, I learned a lot of stuff even in there because they talk about a lot of these kind of things, with property and values and all this kind of stuff. So there's already a lot of stuff I know because I started reading online some of what they're teaching, right? And so I'm like, wow, like I kind of know some of this stuff already. But for me, I don't know, I'm just a people person and I can read people. Like, what I'm saying? I'm good at reading people. So mostly when you sell something, especially cars and houses, they sell themselves. You just got to show them the right one.
Yeah, no, it's more about being able to sell something than it is about knowing the information. You just got to know the information in order to get your license and pass the test. You're not legally allowed to do certain things because it's people's finances and livelihood. That's literally the main thing. But the actual business part of it just depends again, because like I said, when I was in the real estate office, I wasn't selling properties. Like that wasn't what we were trying to do. We would look into properties, but the goal was other things, which once you get your license, you can realize like, you can make money a lot of different ways. You can make money with real estate. This is what got me interested in even getting into the office, was the fact that you could wholesale something where I don't have to do anything but find the property. Say you have a house for sale and you want $50,000 for it, right? I find somebody who wants to buy the house and they're willing to pay $75,000.
I asked you about that. Yeah. and then you can just get the contract and then sell it to the person and keep the commission.
Right. And you have to loop in someone who is licensed to help out. But that's it.
What is that called?
Wholesaling.
There we go. I was just going to ask you about that because I was going to start doing that, bro. Like, I was like, yo, that's crazy because my stepdad, all he does is contract. Like, he has his own business doing constructions, right? But he knows so many people out here, so many business owners, and they was just selling like left and right. Like these people were just selling because during COVID and stuff, you know.
Yeah, people needed money.
Hell yeah.
People needed money.
And that was like I would have been coming for real. But then, you know, everybody was sick and it was just crazy. But yeah. So wholesaling, that one guy, he's all over social media. He swears by that. Like he became a multi-millionaire doing that. The Asian guy. I don't know if you ever seen his video.
I probably have when I was on TikTok heavy. It's like that's where I was getting a lot of my inspiration to get, you feel me, started. And so I started reading the book, I started taking a class, and it all made sense. It's just I was doing other stuff, or at least trying to, or thought I was. Really, this is when I was dating the Spanish chick. Oh, all my time and attention was just spread too thin, and I was actively engaging with somebody who let me know that people in their family were witches. So nothing was meant to be conducive for me at that period of time for my own disobedience. So yeah. You said what?
I remember when you were going through that.
Yeah, so that's really what it is with why I didn't get more into the real estate and into wholesaling. I mean, into the insurance, is because I was so focused on one, just trying to appease my girlfriend to keep the relationship happy, and then two, I was just stressed. You feel me? Stressed. Like I just moved to a new state. I had lost my job. Like got in a car accident, lost my car, got a new car. Like so, there's just a whole lot of stuff going on. COVID was happening. It was just a lot. But I got my license. I knew the information. Honestly, I probably could even reach out to Washington because I had reached out before it expired, and I could probably get them to reinstate it without me having to do everything like necessary to get a new license. I just literally haven't even really looked back because it's like, again, I'm still doing a whole lot. You feel me? So I would have to completely pivot and just like put the music and acting down for a minute and just focus. So, and I'm not saying that's impossible or a bad thing. It's just actually maybe that's why we're having this conversation right now.
Hey, do you get a lot of people messaging you on TikTok?
Yes and no. I feel like it stopped once I stopped responding, and I don't post as much as I used to. And they go to a different inbox. They don't go directly to your inbox, so I don't even see them.
Like when it says message request, like there's hella message.
Yeah, I realized the other day that I probably scrolled through like 15, and I just said, oh, and I like looked at the amount of text that I could see, and I just said, oh, I'm not opening these.
Yeah, I don't even know. Like I'm just, and I don't know if they're like fake accounts, but like, or it would be the person and they'll like a whole bunch of stuff, and then you look at their profile and go like one video, and this.
You doing more than I do. I don't even look at people's profiles.
Like because this guy.
I'm a TikTok celebrity. No, I'm just playing. But by the way, you would. I don't be looking at people's stuff. I'm not going to. If we've never talked in real life, or if you didn't pop up on my For You page, I'm not going for my messages to look at what you're saying, because 9 times out of 10 you're not saying nothing.
No, not the messages. Okay, so like today, this guy like 60 of my videos. I was crazy, right? I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, I'm not going to see nothing about him. Clearly, he's a weirdo.
How do you block them?
I wouldn't even block him. Like, keep watching. I need the likes, but like, I'm not worried about no type of engagement.